Let's be real, eating healthy when you're out at a restaurant can feel impossible. Between the bread basket, the fries, and the dessert calling your name, it's a lot. You can feel stuck, you can restrict and feel deprived, or eat what you want and feel guilty. But the truth is, you can enjoy your meal out and feel good about what you ate. Let's talk about how. Today, I'm sharing 7 realistic strategies that I utilize and I teach my clients to enjoy eating out without guilt, restriction, or that I totally blew it feeling. Hey there, I'm Amy Lawson, a registered dietitian, and here on Thrive Nutrition RDN, I share the real practical strategies for eating well without the guilt, without obsession, and without the sad salad mentality. Because here's the thing, my clients come to me constantly with this struggle. How do I actually enjoy eating out without feeling guilty afterward? How do I stop choosing between restriction and indulgence? And what most people don't realize is there's actually a framework. It's not about willpower, it's about strategy. And by the end of this video, you're gonna have a game plan for literally any restaurant. This is part of my Eat Well, Travel Well series, where I am breaking down how to actually enjoy food while traveling without the stress or the guilt. So hit subscribe and let's go. This is step 0, and most people skip it. When you walk into a restaurant and you're hungry and overwhelmed, your brain is in scan for dopamine mode. You see a massive burger on the table next to you, you smell the fries, your hunger hormones can be pretty loud. But when you've already looked at the menu, you walk in with a plan. You know which dishes have the protein you want. You know where the veggie options are. You're not making a decision in a state of crazy hunger.
I'm starving.
You're making a decision with your prefrontal cortex engaged. Literally takes 90 seconds on your phone and it changes everything. So pro tip, look for meals that mention protein and veggies in the description. If a restaurant can't tell you what's in a dish, that's a yellow flag. Build around protein and fiber. At home, we generally know this. Protein keeps you full, fiber stabilizes our blood sugar, and together they are basically restaurant eating insurance. At a restaurant, your order should answer 2 questions. What's the protein? It's fish, chicken, steak, beans, tofu, something substantial. And where's the fiber? Is it veggies, sweet potato, brown rice, a salad? Something with some actual substance. Most restaurants make this easy because they're already separating your plate into protein and sides. And this combination means that you're not starving 20 minutes later and you're not desperately wanting dessert because your blood sugar crashed. Okay, here's some real talk for a second. What's the catch? There's always a catch, right? Most people think eating healthy at restaurants means sacrifice. You order the safe thing. You feel deprived. You kind of resent that healthy choice. But here's the thing that changed my entire approach to eating out. What if the goal wasn't to be perfect? What if the goal was to feel good afterwards? Because there's a huge difference between eating a salad because you should and feeling resentful and honestly still hungry, and eating a balanced meal that includes foods you actually want and feeling satisfied and energized. One leaves you wanting to eat more later, and the other leaves you actually content. And this is where most people miss the framework. Okay, strategy 3, the 1/2, 1/4, 1/4 plate. We're building upon that protein and fiber strategy we just talked about. So here's the simplest framework. Make half your plate non-starchy veggies, whether that's broccoli, a side salad, some asparagus. Non-starchy veggies, half your plate. And then 1/4 of your plate is your protein. That can be your chicken, your steak, your tofu, your beans, your fish. And then the other 1/4 is reserved for our complex carbs, those carbs that you enjoy, some brown rice. Yes, pasta is included in here. Potatoes, absolutely. Could even be some bread. Now, what if the restaurant doesn't serve it that way? This is where you use your voice. Can I swap the fries for a side of broccoli? Can I get sauce on the side? Can we add a side salad instead? Most restaurants are happy to make these adjustments because they want you to come back. You're not being difficult, you are customizing your meal. It's normal, and restaurants do this all day. Next up, about those fries. Okay, but before we get to my hot take on fries, I want to hear from you. What's your biggest struggle when eating out? Is it the bread basket, the dessert temptation, the portion sizes? Drop me a comment below and tell me which one of these strategies you are gonna try first. Because honestly, I read every single comment and I love hearing from you and hearing what's working for you and what is challenging for you. It helps me make better videos. Okay, I'm gonna give you my hot take on fries because people ask me all the time, Amy, what do I do about fries? They are on the side of the burgers, the chicken sandwiches, the nuggets, kind of everywhere. And fries are pretty delicious. Restaurants make them that way. So here is my take. Not every restaurant has the best fries. And because they are everywhere, you have to make a choice. If you know you are going to your favorite restaurant that has the best, the most crispiest, delicious fries, that's when you get them and enjoy them. Maybe you split them with the table or you split them with your spouse who's with you. Otherwise, they're just fries and they're not going to help you towards your health goals. So that's when we substitute them for something else. We're going to get, instead of the fries, we get that side salad or that broccoli, so that we have some fiber and some substance that goes into our meal. And so instead of fighting your brain the entire meal, thinking about the fries and being resentful, we're empowering ourselves to make that choice. If they're the best, then we get them, we enjoy them, and we move on. You get the taste and the experience, you enjoy them, and then you move on. Otherwise, make that choice to swap out fries for something that's actually going to give you something back. Whether it's the broccoli, the side salad, the sweet potato, something that's going to nourish you and provide benefits towards your health. And same goes for the bread basket. Is it an amazing artisan bread that the restaurant is known for? Then take a piece and enjoy it. Savor it. Generic bread rolls, skip them. You've had them 1,000 times. They're not going to help you progress towards your goals. The next strategy, the go-to box hack. Restaurant portions are kind of insane, like usually double what your body needs. So here's the hack. When your meal arrives, immediately ask for a to-go box. Put half of the meal away before you even start eating. That's your lunch for the next day or dinner the next day. Why this works, you eat what your body needs, not just what's on your plate. And we avoid that clear our plate mentality that's kind of ingrained in us since childhood. Plus, you got your lunch ready for tomorrow. Psychologically, you feel like you're kind of getting away with something because you get 2 meals. This is the simplest way to handle portions without feeling deprived. And you can also share an entree with someone. Maybe it's your wife or your husband or your boyfriend, girlfriend, or your friend. You still get the experience of the meal, the company, just at a portion size that makes sense for your body. All right, let's touch on desserts and drinks. Now for desserts, an apple pie isn't any healthier than a piece of chocolate cake. Yes, really. People think that if they get the healthier dessert option, they're making a better choice. But listen, an apple pie is still pie. Yes, it has apples in it, but it's also loaded with sugar, butter, refined flour. Delicious. And the chocolate cake is as well. My other favorite dessert tip is to order one and share it with the table. Share it with the people that you are having dinner with. You get the experience of having dessert, the taste you actually want, and the celebration and the enjoyment without the, I just ate a whole dessert alone sort of guilt feeling that we can have. You get a few bites, you taste it, you enjoy it, and then you move on. No guilt, no I shouldn't have eaten that, just satisfaction. So share it, enjoy it, and move on. That's what sustainable eating actually looks like. Now, the other treats is drinks. And this is where calories can sneak in without you even realizing it. A margarita can easily be 400 to 500 calories. A pina colada could be 600 plus. And that's a lot of sugar there. That's a whole meal's worth of calories in liquid form. So do you just not drink anything? No, but you decide ahead of time what feels good for you. So think about that. Maybe it's 1 glass of wine or a cocktail that's a little less in calories and sugar. My other favorite tip is a mocktail, some sparkling water with some lime, maybe a splash of cranberry juice. Now to sodas. If you haven't seen my video on sodas and your liver health, you definitely want to check that out because there's truly no benefit there. Sodas, liquid sugar. If we can limit them as much as possible, that's going to save us in calories and also help us feel better. When we're drinking a soda, it's going to fill us up before our meal even arrives. So why do we plan ahead? Because when you're seated and the waiter asks, you're not making this impulsive decision. You already know what you're doing. So plan your drink and enjoy. All right, strategy 7, perspective over perfection. Let's talk about the elephant in the room that nobody addresses. Why does restaurant food taste so good? It has more salt, more fat, more oil, more sugar, way more than what you would cook with at home. And that's not an accident. That's intentional for sure. It makes us want to come back for more. Salt, fat, and sugar activate your reward system. They make food more palatable. They make you want to come back. Restaurants use these ingredients strategically because it's good for business. They want you to crave their food. They want you to come back for more. So when you go to a restaurant and you feel like you can't control yourself around the food, that's not a personal failure. That's your brain literally being activated by chemicals designed to make you want more. So how do you stay on track with your health? You eat out with awareness, not guilt. You know going in, this meal will have more sodium, the sauce will have a little more oil, the bread's gonna have more sugar, and that's okay. You're choosing to enjoy a restaurant experience knowing exactly what you're getting. Restaurant meals are meant to be a little indulgent, that's the whole point. And here's the beautiful part. When you release the guilt and just enjoy the meal with awareness, implementing all those strategies we just talked about, you actually feel better after eating. No regret, no I shouldn't have eaten, just satisfaction. That's the real framework. And if you want real-time support with all this stuff, people sharing their wins, asking questions about specific restaurants, and celebrating small victories, join our Facebook group of Thrivers. The link's down in the description. Okay, let me show you what this actually looks like in practice, a real-life example. You're meeting your friends for dinner at a Mexican restaurant. Here's what happens. Before you get there, you check the menu on your phone, and you plan out what you're gonna have. You know the chips and salsa are coming, and you plan for it. You have a handful while you're catching up, but you're not mindlessly grazing the whole meal. You order a chicken burrito bowl instead of the burrito. Same stuff, no giant tortilla, adding extra calories you really don't care about. You ask for half the sour cream, not because you're trying to be good, but because when they load it on, it's more than you actually want and enjoy anyway. And you get a side of black beans instead of refried because you prefer them and you love that fiber. So when it arrives, it's massive. You eat until you're satisfied, not stuffed, and then you stop. Maybe that's 3/4 of the way through the bowl. Maybe it's half. You listen to your body's cues. And then you box up the rest. You enjoyed the meal, you were present with your friends, you feel energized, not sluggish, and you have lunch for tomorrow. The result is you didn't blow it, you didn't restrict, you just made a few small tweaks that added up. And this is what eating out with strategy looks like. It's not restrictive, it's not boring, it's intentional. So that's it, the whole strategy. You're not white knuckling through dinner, you're just being intentional with a few key decisions that let you enjoy the meal and feel good after. And here's the thing, once you start doing this, it becomes automatic, second nature. You don't have to think about it anymore, you just do it. So let's recap those strategies really quick. Check the menu ahead of time, build around protein and fiber, use the 1/2, 1/4 plate framework. Ask yourself, is it worth it? Share desserts, be mindful of drinks, use that to-go box hack, and choose awareness over perfection. Now make sure you're subscribed because coming up is a video that you are not going to want to miss. I'm dropping the ultimate travel prep video as part of this Eat Well, Travel Well series. My family and I are spending a weekend at an Airbnb. I'm going to show you exactly how to plan, prep, and cook healthy meals while you're traveling. We're saving money, we are staying on track, and actually enjoying our trip instead of stressing about food. So hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss it. And I will see you there. Until then, eat well, be well, thrive.